Hi, my name's Nina, and soon I'm going to be a teacher. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to talk about some of the issues that have been in the news in the last couple of weeks regarding the role of public schools and the big, scary, gay agenda. The first thing that you should know about me is that gay teenagers saved my life. When I was a kid, all my life really, I've struggled with depression, and when I was a teenager, it was particularly bad. I went through some occasions of suicidal feelings, and all of my friends helped me through that, but some of the people who helped me the most were my gay friends. The reason that they were so much help is because so many of them were also dealing with depression. When I was in high school, it was not safe to be completely out. So we had these little pockets of outness. And I was in the middle of one. I knew a lot of kids who were gay, who would admit to me and a few other students that they were, but weren't completely open, weren't publicly out at school or with their families. It was really hard going through what I went through, but it was also really hard watching them going through what they were dealing with. And so, in the last couple of years, when all of these gay teen suicides popped up in the news, it was really emotional, really heartbreaking, and really impactful for me. Because I kind of put a face I knew on every single one of those stories. And the thing is, I don't think that was really a rash of gay teen suicides. I think that's the first time we realized. That was the first time there was a rash of news stories about them, and we realized how big a problem it really was. I want to make this video as a public declaration that when I am a teacher, a fully practicing teacher, my classroom will be a safe space for gay kids and trans kids and kids who people think are gay but aren't, and kids who are afraid they might be gay, and anything in between. It'll be a safe place for kids who are questioning their religious beliefs. It'll be a safe place for kids who are just depressed. I want teenagers now to know that it doesn't just get better, but that there are adults who are out to make it better for you. I wish there had been more adults, more committed to making things better for me. I had to rely on my peers a lot. And I don't want that to be the case for you guys. I want to be open and available for you. I also have a message to the Christian conservative community. A couple of messages, really. First, you've dropped a lot of criticism in the past couple of weeks on the Iowa Governor's Conference for LGBTQ youth. You accused us, the participants and organizers of the conference, of being bullies because we called you out on things you have publicly said, public statements you have made, because there was a workshop at the conference that gave teenagers tools to fight their political opponents, namely you. Then you turned around and called us evil for it. the idea that we are bullies for calling you out on your bullying is ridiculous. It's laughable. And I think you know it. But I want you to know that in spite of that, in spite of the fact that I disagree with you, and in spite of the fact that I think that you are the bullies in this situation, I want you to know you can send your kids to my classroom. Your kids will be safe in my classroom. Your kids will be free in my classroom to believe in the things you've taught them. They'll be free to express their opinions as long as they can do it respectfully. They'll be free to pray if they want to, as long as they're not doing it obtrusively while I'm trying to deliver a lesson, or trying to exercise the gay kid next to them. I want your kids in my classroom. I want them to meet the LGBTQ kids you're so afraid of. I want them to know they don't need to be afraid. I want for the LGBTQ kids to know that they don't need to be afraid of your kids. And I want that to be true. I'm sad that you think that calling someone out by name for statements that they've made publicly is somehow comparable to writing fag on someone's locker. It's not. It's really not. And I really do think you know it. But if those kids don't feel safe in their schools, in the hallways, at home, and in my classroom, then they're not going to learn the things that I want to teach them about art. They're not going to learn what I'm there to teach them. They're going to spend all day, every day, trying to learn how not to get their butts kicked. That's no good. If your kids were to feel bullied, if your kids feel like they're not allowed to be Christians, they're not going to learn either. I'm not there to talk them out of God. I'm not there to talk them into being gay. I spent 4 years of high school surrounded by gay kids. Not gay. Schools are for everybody. For everybody. Public schools are one of the greatest things that this country has to offer. Not just because it's free, not just because it is, or at least should be, a really good, quality, well-rounded education, but because it offers people the opportunity to interact for the first time in a lot of their lives with people who are very different from themselves, who have very different ideas. And that makes us stronger. It makes us wiser. It makes us better Americans. It makes those of us who are religious better Christians or Muslims or Jews or whatever. It makes us better humans. I love the gay kids and the trans kids and the weird kids with funny piercings sticking out of their faces. But I have a secret. I love your kids too. I want them to feel welcome enough and safe enough that they can learn something from the people you're afraid of. I want them to be wiser than their parents. I'm sorry if my saying so doesn't please you, but I'm committed to my students. I'm committed to their learning. I'm committed to art and everything that art does for humanity. I'm excited to take this journey as a teacher, and I'm excited that most of the country and most of my state is on board with the kinds of things I'm excited about. I wish I could get you guys excited too. I wish you guys would let go of the things you're trying to hold on to. Not God, not your faith, not your values, but the point at which your values dictate how you treat other people. I wish you could let go of that. I know lots of Christians who have. I know lots of Christians who don't think much of your message. I think you're on the wrong end of this. I think you're on the wrong end of history, and I hope that you don't take your children with you. I hope you'll send your kids to my classroom and to public school classrooms across the state and across the country. We'll be there. We'll be ready for them, and we will be kind to them. But we will expect them to be kind in return.